and welcome to your weekly runic reading for all astrological signs. I'm Jay Matthews. I'm one of the directors of the World Divination Association, and I'm here today to run through every single star sign to say what's for the week ahead using the runes. Last week's winner, week before last winner was Gaynor F. So Gaynor, I will be doing your reading at the end of all signs. And if you would like to win a personalized reading with me next week, then write your name and your star sign in the comments box below, and one person will be luckily picked at random. So first off, we have Aries. So what's happening for the star sign of Aries from the 7th until the 13th of March? So Aries, it looks like this week the focus is on the connections and the relationships in your life. You're actually looking to create connections, build upon them. Actually, things are coming back around, things are coming to fruition where they're going to really have a strength with them for which you can actually go forth and create a lot of success for yourself this week. It's about striving, being ambitious and going for those things, but also look at the collaborations that you have with other people and what harmony and balance can be brought in with that. Try not to be too defensive this week, as it might prevent things moving forward for you. Next up, we have Taurus. What's happening for Taurus from the 7th to the 13th of March? What's happening for the star sign of Taurus? So Taurus is a lot of things kind of unknown this week for you. What you don't want to face is the disruptions that surround you. And actually there's an element of luck with that in being able to bring about a transformation. If you can actually weather that storm, if you can face any turbulence that you face and head on, anything that comes to you externally, face it head on, and there will be opportunities for transformations to occur. Ones that will bring with them a lot of enlightenment. It could bring a lot of success and growth also. It will actually at times try not to be too forceful with your emotions, or trying to kind of control any fire that you have in your belly, because that will prevent you from feeling rather vulnerable and drained in that essence. Also, it'll allow you to go with the flow a little bit more, and by the end of the week there will be a need for you to actually slow down, because it seems that you might be going a little bit full steam ahead. What's happening next for Gemini? What's happening for Gemini from the 7th until the 13th of March? What's happening for Gemini? So Gemini, you might be thinking that there's been some opportunities that have been missed, but actually you've got to look at what you've got within your life this week. You've got to look at what it is that you're wanting to create and draw upon some new opportunities that will present themselves. However, you do need to be rather patient this week. You could be feeling rather bored and stuck, but it's actually about looking at what actually excites you and what actually makes you want to do more. Next up, we have Cancer. What's happening for Cancer from the 7th to the 13th of March? Cancer. So Cancer, I would say the week starts off slow for you. You might feel like things aren't moving forward in the way in which you want. You could be feeling like you're missing out on opportunities with friends and family, but actually it's about kind of harnessing that inner strength and that courage that you've got, because that will prevent any miscommunications coming forth, especially with others around you. It's you need to really allow your emotions to flow and actually listen more than speak this week. Next up, we have Leo. What's happening for Leo from the 7th until the 13th of March? If you want to write your name in the comments box below and your star sign, I will be picking one lucky person for a personalized read next week. Leo. So Leo, you could be finding that you've actually harnessing some drive within yourself this week. It's about really harnessing a lot of self-control and propelling yourself forward, propelling yourself towards things that make you happy, especially when it comes to the relationships and people around you. And you're going to find yourself actually really making firm plans to be actually moving forward, traveling or agreements to do. So it looks like everything this week is about focusing on your happiness and you doing the influence of that is you asserting yourself in ways to actually create that happiness and ways in which happiness can move forward for you with regards to others. Next up, we have Virgo. So what's happening for Virgo from the 7th to the 13th of March? Virgo. So Virgo, this week, it's a good week for you. You're starting the week off feeling really kind of exuberant and joyful about the things around you. You're actually looking at ways in which to move forward and the ways in which you can grow. You'll be looking at what opportunities are coming forth for you. There could have been things that have been on pause for some while due to disruption from others or external influences preventing that. But actually, it's about as well harnessing that integrity. You could be getting some job offers or things like that this week if you have been waiting for them, or if you've been actively looking for work, there will be opportunities presenting themselves despite any kind of disruption that you might have been facing previously. Next up, we have Libra. What's happening for Libra from the 7th to the 13th of March? What's happening for Libra? So Libra, this week, it's all about actually putting your energy into what you want to come to fruition, especially when it comes to the relationships around you, especially when it comes to those connections, the friendships, the things that mean the most to you with regards to other people. It's about putting energy into them to make them actually happen. You will find there's opportunities from that that's really going to bring forth a lot of movement. So if it is with relationships, if it is with regards to love, you're actually putting energy into, if it's a new one, putting energy into it, actually bringing it about, making it come to fruition, and it is going to pay off because you're going to find that there'll be a lot of momentum building from that, and it's going to actually move you forward into another stage within your relationships. Next up, we have Scorpio. What's happening for the star sign of Scorpio from the 7th until the 13th of March? Scorpio. So Scorpio, you might not be wanting to entertain any conflict. You might be feeling conflicted within yourself this week as opportunities or things actually present themselves to you, especially with regards to others and the way that things are actually growing, whether it be things aren't working out for you. There's a need for you to actually look at what it is you want before you actually agree to anything. So don't agree to anything this week unless you're absolutely certain that you can carry it out, because otherwise you might find that you're actually going to be cancelling those plans that you're already making. Next up, we have Sagittarius. So what's happening for Sag from the 7th until the 13th of March? What is happening for Sag? So Sag, it looks this week that there's a need to kind of not be, there's a need to kind of not communicate with some people. You might be feeling like you're compelled to just ignore a situation that's presenting itself. It could be that there's some aspect of some plans that haven't worked out and you've not heard from this person or this company for a while, but things are actually looking to have breakthroughs. These breakthroughs could potentially be occurring, but it's ones where you may not be too happy with the outcome of. So you might get some news that you're not wanting to hear this week about things, contracts that have been arranged and things like that, not going to the time plan in which you would anticipate, or you could just be not hearing word back when you've actually been waiting on it. You might be really driven to kind of seek answers this week, but you might very well not be getting them. Next up is Capricorn. What's happening for Capricorn from the 7th until the 13th of March? Capricorn. So Capricorn, you will find that actually the patience that you've been paying, that you've been putting into things is actually going to be paying off. You could be receiving some kind of gift or some kind of offer, which is then going to really bring things forward for you and provide a lot of opportunities with that, especially when it comes to others. It's about this week kind of, you've reaped what you've sowed. So all that patience that you've harbored is actually paying off. You're going to be given an offer of some kind, which is going to provide a lot of forward movement for you. It could be physical movement as well within that aspect. It's going to provide opportunity with regards to others, and with that is going to bring just the exact conditions that you're needing to feel really successful, like you've accomplished everything that you've been setting out to do after waiting for such a long time. Next up, we have Aquarius. So what's happening for Aquarius from the 7th until the 13th of March? Aquarius, what's happening for Aquarius? So Aquarius, you might be feeling like you've lost out in some aspects and you've had some missed opportunities that haven't actually moved forward for you. It could be with regards to property, physical, tangible, financial aspects as well. Your money might have felt like it's been running away from you and it's not actually been growing in the way that you would anticipate. You might be feeling like you've missed some opportunities. There's been an element of like luck's not being on your side, but this week there is transformations, especially when it comes to others. So the transformations are going to happen. So it's about focusing on the breakthroughs that you've got within the relationships in your life, which will then kind of dissipate any feelings of lack that you've got with the tangible around you. Next up, we have Pisces. So what's happening for Pisces from the 7th until the 13th of March? Pisces, what's happening for Pisces? And if you want to comment your name and your star sign, I will be picking somebody at random next week to get a personalised reading for me. 7th to the 13th of March, Pisces. So Pisces, looks like there's a lot going on for you this week. You might be feeling like you don't have the insight into situations that you need, but there's an actual need for you to actually be patient and wait for truths to present themselves to you rather than going out and actively seeking them yourself. This will actually help you, because if you get too defensive actually try to force truths out of situations, it's going to actually prevent any momentum building with regards to others, and it'll actually stop any movement forward for you. So it's time this week for you to actually hold back and actually wait for insight to present itself to you rather than you trying to play it out of others this week. Have a bit of patience, and that will actually help you carry a lot more forward movement for you, and with that it'll create a lot more peace within the relationships around you. So finally, we have the winner's read, which was Gaynor F. So congratulations, Gaynor. This is your personalised read from the 7th until the 13th of March. What's happening for Gaynor F. from the 7th until the 13th of March? So Gaynor, again, this week is all about breakthroughs. It's all about transformations within the relationships within your life, within the connections, whether it be in work or whether it be other types of relationships, family, friendships, love. It's about, there's going to be significant changes occurring and breakthroughs that you've been hoping for that. What you don't actually see is that actual agreements that may not have come to fruition, things that might have been cancelled, plans, etc., that might have been held back for a while, are actually going to be moving forward now, and you are going to be receiving an invitation or an offer of some kind. So if it is regard to work, I would say that you're going to have a job offer come towards you, and if it is with regards to friends or family, there'll be an offer to go and visit, an offer to go and see and travel and see them, and in that essence it's going to make you feel like you really are moving forward in the ways in which you would like this week. It's going to provide you with the right energy for you to feel really successful. So thank you all very much for watching and participating this week. Like I say, if you write your name and your star sign in the comments box below. I will be picking one lucky winner out at random next week to get a personalised reading from me. If you want to head over to the WDA website, you can check out all of our courses, including runes and other divination methods for you to learn or grow in your knowledge of. Thank you all for watching. See you next week. Bye.